We are at Rausch Creek. This is the park's monthly blue level guided ride. So the blue level would be on a rating of 1 to 10, somewhere between 4, 5, and 6 for the trails. But we are obviously going to hit some green trails also between the trails. So we are now a sponsor of Jeep Club of Maryland. So we would like to welcome them to the vlog and everything. And if you are in Maryland and you own a Jeep, you might want to consider checking out Jeep Club of Maryland. They're a pretty cool club. So anyway, onward with a ride. So we are on trail 19B now. We just did 19A. I threw a red box in the corner to show you on the map roughly where we are. Like I said, it's 19B that we're on. So you can see that obstacle on the left that he had to drive over, that we're about to drive over. And that obstacle is probably half the size of my tire. It is definitely larger than a basketball. But overall, there are not that many obstacles on this trail that are that large, but there are some. So we'll get to see how much more challenging it gets. So we are the tail gunner for the group. You may have picked up on that on one of the earlier videos that we posted on this trail. So being the tail gunner, that means that you're at the end of the group and you're responsible for communicating with the leader to make sure that they know like how spaced out the group is and where you're at in relation to them. And also, obviously, you know, you do a little spotting sometimes on the back of the group. Yeah, I can tell you, going from a JKU to a gladiator, the 3-point turns, yeah, you still do those, and you do, it seems like more of them. But, you know, you have the bed, so it's kind of cool. Hey YouTube, we are on trail 19B, and yeah, this is definitely a blue. There are some little drop-offs that you have to go over, and there's a couple spots that are kind of narrow where the rocks are, and essentially you just put one of your tires up on one of the big rocks on one of the sides of the trail. You'll see that, and then you'll get through it. But for like a newbie or whatever, like a green person, yeah, we just hit a rock there, I guess, on the skid plate, because I'm just idling at the tail while everybody's moving forward. They would probably be very confused. So yeah, this would definitely be a blue trail, not newbie friendly. Difficulty wise, maybe probably like a 5, like probably this is the middle of the ground blue. It's definitely not like up there on par with like most of the AOAA blues, which are mostly like 6s. It's actually probably harder than the ones that are marked blue, that are like the washouts, like that are at the entrance of AOAA. And there are quite a few obstacles that you have to go over. You can't get around them, and that's sort of like another guideline I use, kind of like when I look at trails and try to figure out the difficulty. If you can navigate around all the obstacles, then that's not really like a blue, it's like a green. But if there are obstacles that you're kind of like forced to go over, then you can measure like maybe like the size of the obstacle to kind of like figure out difficulty. And if somebody was wondering what's the difference between like a black or like a red versus like a blue, it just means that obstacles are bigger, there's less options typically, the trail might be narrower. Those are usually like the main things. It's not like there's something completely foreign and different like on those trails. It's just mainly just the size of the obstacles. So we will see you guys around further on the trail now that we're moving forward again. Hey YouTube, so we are finishing Trail 19B, and there was a lot more water than I was actually expecting. But I mean, it's Rausch Creek. I mean, the creek is in the name. I mean, given. But yeah, that was a fun little blue. Probably a rating of maybe like 5. Yeah, like middle of the ground blue. Not the hardest blue in the world, not the easiest blue in the world. But yeah, kind of cool little trail. And, so yeah, I would probably recommend 19B. So a fun little trail to come down and do if you're looking for blues to do. And we will see you guys around. We are tail gunning for off-road consulting. Hey, we just passed JK Killer. Yeah, that's something that pretty much should just be avoided. It's like super deep mud that like is just, yeah, it doesn't look fun at all. So anyway, we did turn just now onto trail, let me see, trail 23. It is a blue trail. So far, we haven't done enough of it to actually know much about it. The tail, but everybody's going slow, so apparently there's some obstacles up here that we're gonna go over, and we will let you know shortly.